Okay. Looks like we should be up. Cool. Looks like everything's good to go. We are back, and it is Tuesday, so I don't even know what I did on Saturday at Pottery. I think I tried throwing a couple pieces and didn't turn out that great. I think I just put them back in my clay bag. But we're back again. We're continuing with the series of adding 1 pound of clay each session. Last session was 3 pounds, so this session is 4. I'm also going to try to throw blindfolded again, that same challenge. I want to actually make a decent bowl. So that will be blindfolded, throwing 4 pounds, a bowl with a spout in 6 minutes. So first off, we're going to do the 4 pounds for the just the kind of like series of throwing until I max out my wheel. But we'll get started. Like, comment, subscribe, do all those things that help YouTube and Twitch. But just to weigh this out, make sure it's still 4 pounds from when I weighed it not like 10 minutes ago, but we will get started on this piece. This clay is still kind of soft, but I don't know, I like throwing with a little bit softer clay more. So pretty close to centered. Feels pretty good. can compress the bottom from here. I don't know how. Let me see if this is. Too deep. It's probably as good as I can get with that. Prajapati 5915 says hello, and then Chico's 23 says very nice. Thank you and hello. I am I think you guys probably just popped in recently, but today I'm at 4 pounds for my adding 1 pound to the wheel every time I throw. So this is 4 pounds, and then I'm also going to do another attempt at the blindfolded challenge from Clayfully Loki to see if I can throw a 4-pound bowl with a spout blindfolded in 6 minutes. So Chico's 23 says, nice, good luck. Thank you. I'm trying to get better at working with more clay. And then the blindfolded challenge hasn't gone great the last 2 times, so. Pati 5915 says keep it up. Thank you. Pati, have you thrown since Thursday or done any clay work since Thursday? Let's see if I can get one more pull out of this. Probably not gonna get another pull out of that. What have you made recently? Pati said, yeah. So what have you made? Pati said, tried to make a 12-inch platter, but came out thicker bottom, still practicing throwing big. 12-inch platter is pretty big. And that's a lot of clay to get compressed well, and then trying to make sure that it all dries evenly and doesn't crack. It's not going great. Some days I feel like I can throw better than others, and some days not. I need to try to get this back to being centered. I'm not very good yet with shaping and keeping without knocking the pieces off center. I need to figure out what I'm doing that's messing that up. Chico's 23. Do you do pottery as well? Chico's 23 said, I'm a beginner. How long have you been doing pottery? And then Pati said, have you watched Jing Dezen Pottery China? I don't think I have, but I will definitely take a look. Are they on YouTube or is it on another like social media? Their technique, Pati said their technique is really efficient. Okay, I'll check them out then, because I am always trying to figure out my technique, and I have not mastered any of them, clearly. Oh, it's an old pottery town in China. Oh, okay. This room is getting way too thin. This is gonna collapse. Let's see. Turkey the Hut asked, what stoneware body are you using? This is my Reclaim, and the Reclaim is mostly, it's probably mostly speckled buff. So it's Laguna clay, speckled buff. It's mid-fire, so like cone 5, cone 6. And then it is also Laguna B mix. It might be close to 50-50%, but I'm not really sure the mix at this point. But I mostly throw it home with this, and then I throw with B mix at the Pottery studio. And anything that I don't fire, I will bring home and just throw it in the Reclaim bucket, so it all just mixes up. So it ends up being like a little bit lighter color than the B mix, because the B mix is actually pretty, like when you're throwing like a fresh bag of B mix, it's a bit darker than what my Reclaim clay is. I actually prefer throwing with the B mix a lot more, but I just don't. I've used a bunch of speckled buff here, so I'm just working with Reclaim for the most part. But Turkey the Hut, what kind of stoneware do you use? And Patti said, trim the top to stop the wobble. I know, for some reason, I want to get better at working with the clay so that I can correct those wobbles instead of just cutting them off and kind of getting rid of that wobble. So I probably should start doing that more, and probably develop the skill of trimming the rim off to get rid of those wobbles at the rim. But trying to see if I can get better with that in terms of fixing the wobble without trimming the rim. But I'm going to grab the next ball of clay. For anyone who wasn't here, actually I'll grab the clay and I'll come right back. So it's literally just over here. So in case you guys aren't familiar, Patti says, try to finish pull in 3 pulls. So doing the pull of the cylinder in 3 pulls so that the clay doesn't get overworked. I think that's what you're referring to. And then after doing the 3 pulls, you're not necessarily trying to get height. You're more so, any pulls after that are more shaping so that you don't end up overworking the clay, which I pulled more than 3 times usually. But I probably do need to work on that skill also of getting the height that I want within 3 pulls, and then do just some lighter shaping pulls afterwards. So if you guys aren't familiar, Clayfully Loki on TikTok challenged me to throw blindfolded, doing 4 pounds of clay, throwing a bowl with a spout in 6 minutes. And I've already attempted this twice. The first time I was able to throw somewhat of a bowl shape and just didn't pull the width that I needed to make it a bowl. It kind of looked more like a goblet. And then my second attempt, I ended up knocking it off center and it just flopped. So we're going to try this again. We'll see. I don't know how this is going to go. Pati said in Jingdezhen, I don't know Chinese or Mandarin or any of like Cantonese or anything else that's spoken in China. So I'm probably not pronouncing that right. They literally pull the walls in one pull and shape it in the second. Just amazing. Okay, I'll have to go check that out because if they're able to do all of that in so few of pulls, I probably also need to have a plan of what I'm throwing when I start throwing. That would probably be more helpful too, to be able to like think about what I'm gonna throw and then be able to do like my height pull and then be able to shape from there. But I don't usually have any idea what I'm throwing, so kind of makes it a little challenging. So maybe I need to take some more time to actually think about what I want to throw each time. But here we go. 4 pounds of clay, blindfolded, bowl with a spout. I haven't been able to get the spout at all yet, so that's kind of on the back burner for me, but I'm just trying to get a bowl shape in 6 minutes. So here we go. If you guys put anything in the chat, feel free to chat with each other, or else I will check it after I'm done with the blindfold. So just to weigh the clay again, make sure that I had the right weight. This one is 4 pounds. Just some mess ups that I did the last couple times, or at least the first time, is I spent too much time coning and just coning the clay to try to center it, and I used like half my time doing that. So hopefully I can get this centered in a relatively short amount of time. The clay's pretty well wedged, so I don't know how much I need to cone it, but it's just part of my process so far. So Turkey the Hut said Cascade White, North Blend White, Mount Baker White. All of those clays were mixed together in the clay mixer in my high school ceramics class, so it was a mixture of those 3 clays. Oh, nice. I'm not familiar with those. I'd have to look them up. Maybe they're similar to B-Mix in terms of being like a mid-fire white clay without grog. But cool, I'll take a look at those, see if I can find some info on them. But here we go. Oh, actually, I guess I can blindfold myself before I start the timer. All right. Just to make sure that I know where things are at. Hopefully that's somewhat in the center. I'm going to try not to like lift it up too much, because I think me lifting it up and throwing it down ends up with it going all over the place. Towel, bowl of water. I'm probably not going to use any of these tools over here, but here we go. Alexa, can you start a 6-minute timer?
6-minute timer started.
Okay. I did exactly what I said I wasn't going to do. Hopefully that's not too bad, but let's get going. That is not great. Okay, I'm just going to do that one cone and then see if I can get it pretty centered from here. Feels way too wide. Of course. This is not good, but here we go. This feels terrible. Alexa, how much time do I have left?
You have 2 minutes and 57 seconds remaining on your timer.
This one doesn't feel like it's going to turn out good, but Alexa, how much time do I have left?
2 minutes and 8 seconds remaining.
Alexa, how much time do I have left?
46 seconds remaining.
Alexa, how much time do I have left? Oh, this room is so thick. Alexa, how much time do I have left?
7 seconds remaining.
I have no idea what this feels like. Okay. Alexa, timer off. Dang it. Okay. Let's see. So, Turkey the Hut said similar, but they were high fire clays. Oh, okay. Then said pottery is something that I would continue to do if I lost my sight. Like if you hadn't lost your sight. Chico23 said stay positive. Turkey the Hut said, Pati said to Turkey the Hut, keep up the good work. And then Pati said, cut it in half to see the thickness. Yeah, I totally thought I was pulling this out way wider, which clearly I was not. But this is similar to the shape that I got the first time that I did it, which I need to practice some more to figure out like what. Okay. It ended up turning out pretty even. Yeah, I'm not upset about how like even those pulls were. It didn't feel like it was gonna be even, but yeah, I still have a lot of clay in the bottom, and I totally thought I had dug all the like pretty close down to the bottom when I was getting ready to like open up. But really, I mean, the main thing is for me, what I was going for was really something much wider. Which probably would have been closer to that. Let's see. Pati said, if side of your palm touches the clay wall at the top, it starts to go wider. Oh, okay. Yeah. And said, yeah, it's pretty good. Keep going. Thanks. Yeah. I do really like making those like these more angular bowls. I'm not really like, I think when people make nice rounder bowls, it's really nice, but just my preference are kind of like those more angular walls, like ramen bowls. That's kind of my preference, but yeah, so I mean, I could have dug in here a lot more, and I would have needed to pull out a lot more. And I knew this rim was super thick. I could feel it while I was pulling, but good learning lesson. At least I got something finished, and I put a spout, somewhat of a spout on it, but that's all the clay that I have prepared for today. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and thanks for returning, Pati, and sharing all your wisdom. I really appreciate it. I will definitely be checking out your recommendation to see if I can learn some more from some experienced, probably generational pottery people. Turkey the Hut said, I was saying if I lost my sight because you can pretty much feel if everything is even, and on your glaze buckets you can put braille on them for the names for the glaze. Yeah, it's definitely something that you could continue to do even while having like vision impairment. I just clearly don't have the skill developed to throw well blindfolded. I probably need some more like repetition throwing too, because I really, like I said before, I don't really have a plan when I throw, and I usually don't throw like intentionally the same thing over and over again, or even just a couple times within the same session. So I probably need to plan to do some more of that. But that's what I got for you guys today. Thanks so much, everyone, for participating in the chat. I always appreciate it. I will be back again on Thursday. So if you guys have any any ideas of stuff for me to throw on Thursday, go ahead and either throw it in the chat or throw it in the comments afterwards. Yes. But anyone else who's watching, like, comment, subscribe. I probably should be looking at the camera instead of at my computer most of the time, because that's where my computer is over here. So Patti said, I haven't tried blindfolded yet. Yeah, I think it's a great challenge. Yeah, Patti, if you want to try doing the 4-pound challenge, blindfolded, throwing a bowl with a spout in 6 minutes, I'm sure you do a great job since you have some good experience with clay. And then Manyar, I'm just shortening your name, Manyar6992 says, cool, thanks again. And said, Patti said, can I throw some teapots? I can try. I've never tried throwing a teapot, so I could put together some clay for a teapot. I probably need to figure out how I would want to, I probably should figure out how I want to throw it, whether I want to throw all of it from one lump of clay, so do like the spout and the lid off of the hump, and then throw the body of the teapot on that. But honestly, I don't think I have the skill yet for throwing a teapot off the hump, just because of the measurements and everything of getting all that right, but I'm not positive. So I'll think about it. Doing a lemon squeezer, so like in terms of like a citrus thing, I could try that also. So those are some good ideas. And then Turkey the Hut said, add red iron oxide to your reclaim at times. I don't know if I want to add red iron oxide to my clay, just because I don't want it to be darker red. I want my reclaim eventually to get closer to mostly B mix. So I'm mostly just adding B mix to it at this point. So I'm not sure if there is some like technical thing in terms of like it fortifying the clay or something. Let me know. I'll look into that too, see if there's like a benefit other than the coloring of the clay by adding the red iron oxide. So, but I'm out of here. So hope you guys enjoy the rest of your night and Wednesday, and I will be back again on Thursday.